Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today we're doing another Lightfast Duotone, and we are going to be using M. Graham's Viridian and Sinule's Helios Purple. Now, these two colors could be considered very Christmassy, if you like. If you do not celebrate, look at it as a complementary color where red and green sit opposite each other, the color wheel. So, both of these are Series 3 paints, and what that means is the higher the number, the more expensive it is. Now, Viridian can be mixed with phthalo green, but the one you really want is just made from PG, which is pigment green, 18. If it has a mixture of PG7, that's the phthalo, and it's not quite it's a hue, and it's not a true pigment. So this one is expensive, and I believe it's because this is made from chromium hydroxide, and half of this tube is actual pigment. So most companies sort of use manufacturers, and they use chrome oxides for everything, so very few actually use and make this. But this was actually invented in 1836, so Viridian's been around a while, which is very cool. This one is a whole other deal. So this is a Series 3, and this is a PR 122. And every company sort of calls it something else. You know, Rosa Gallery calls it Magenta Rose, Roman Smalls calls it quinacridone magenta, White Knights calls it quinacridone red, but this company calls it Helios Purple. And out of all the purples and violets, the PR 122 is the most Lightfast. It is the least fugitive. So this is the base for when they make a neon opera rose and some of those colors that aren't Lightfast. This is the one they try and use to make it as stable as possible. So let's get to mixing. And I would say that I'm using a plate just so you can see, but this is great if you do a lot of floral work, and it's great for blending. It's a really great color. Some people don't see a need for Viridian because phthalo is much more affordable, but I really like it. I have a pan of it in my Schminke Museum Aquarelle, sort of their artist grade pans, and that one isn't quite as granulating as this one. So here are the two colors. And these both have different particle sizes, and so they're both going to want to break apart. And ideally, you could pour these into pans and mix them up and let them harden and dry, and you could make one that skews a little more green, one that skews a little bit more magenta, and one that's ideally half and half, and then you have kind of three different colors. But I thought for today, we would just draw something really quick and easy. As you see, it looks kind of a beautiful grayish purple. It looks very periwinkle. But it does, in fact, they pull back apart. So let's draw a little tree. And I'm just using an angle brush that I happened to find in my jar of brushes. So let's do this. And I hope you're having a wonderful day today. These are so much fun to make. You can buy convenience colors of duotone mixes, but they separate in the tubes, and that becomes a lot more work, and sometimes they don't ever come back together like they should. As you can see on my plate, they're already dividing out the green and the magenta. And I'm just sort of angling my brush to create what would look like some sort of wintry, evergreen, forest, pine tree deal. I'm just feeling my winter self. And this would be really, really pretty for watercolors, for commissions, because this is the most Lightfast magenta. You could use this for original art. You could use this for holiday cards, for gifts. It doesn't have to be a print production. Let's give him a little bit of a stronger trunk. I don't know if you can see that dividing out. Look at my plate since I've stopped mixing it. The green really pulls from the magenta. Let's give him another tree friend. Nobody stands alone. I would say if you don't have these colors and you're really interested in purchasing these, maybe wait for a sale because they are Series 3. They're just going to cost more out of pocket, which is unfortunate, but some colors are just like that. They just cost more to create and make for the manufacturer, so they pass it on to you through the price, which is what the series numbers mean. They're just making sure that they're not getting gouged when making a product, and they're charging you accordingly to how much it costs them to make. Can you see that? Kind of green, kind of magenta together. It looks really beautiful for a tree. Let's do some really like thinned, watered out clouds in the sky maybe. Maybe there's a fog rolling in. This would be really pretty for sunsets. If you're drawing someone, if you're doing figure drawing and you're drawing someone in an outfit, this would make such a beautiful shade color to a dress or something. That'd be really, really pretty. I apologize. Our neighbor has the cutest little dog, but that dog has so much to say all the time. And you can kind of see it separate. Let's add some more color to it. Such a beautiful color. Let's do a thicker one. Let's see if the thicker one divides out if it's not quite so watery. I don't know that it will. You kind of need a lot of water for these to separate and do their thing. But it's beautiful. It's such a beautiful color. They look so cool together. Maybe there is a sunset, and the sunset is red. As you can see, the magenta is very overpowering, so you're going to want to be really careful when you mix the two, or the magenta will swallow up the Viridian really, really quickly. But I think you get the idea of these two mixed together. They're incredibly beautiful. And you can mix them any way you want, 25% of one to 50%. But look at the two where it's 50-50. You can really see them pull apart here. And that is really, really gorgeous. I hope this helped. I hope this gave you a great idea for making a really cool Lightfast duotone. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.